Okay. Starting a little early, that way if there's any audio issues like there was last time, I can figure it out early. Because I hate audio issues. Always have to make sure there's none. It's the safest bet, in my opinion. And it doesn't sound like there's any issues. So, with that all being taken care of, I think one thing I could possibly do is turn the game down just like the slightest little bit. I turned it up? No? Oh, geez. There we go. Okay. Went the right direction finally. So, from what a lot of you were saying last time, this is potentially, more than likely, going to be the last stream for The Last of Us. Which is good, because we did the poll for what the next game was going to be, and I want to check it right now, just in case anything's changed. But I was like, the first 24 hours is what's the most relevant for that poll. So I was like, okay, this is what's going to happen within the first 24 hours. That way any decisions can be made. And it's still the same. So the three choices were Shadow of the Colossus, Heavy Rain, and Detroit Become Human. That was going to be the next stream game. And 50% of the vote of what was 273 votes said Shadow of the Colossus, which is funny because we don't get that type of viewership on here. So I'm hoping Shadow of the Colossus brings that type of viewership to the streams, but I doubt it. And I don't really care if it does. I think these are just fun and chill as is. But I think it's funny that so many people voted for it, but like that's not the amount of people we see here, which is just funny to me. So the next game is going to be Shadow of the Colossus, which I'm excited for. I've never played that outside of like the first like hour, which is like the first Colossus, and then after that I've got no idea. So I'm excited for it. Like I own these games, I've just never been able to play them for whatever reason. Like I've just had other stuff that I've wanted to play, or you know, didn't get around to playing these games. So I can finally do that, which is the whole point of these streams. But anyway, if I remember correctly, we are in a pretty intense hospital section during The Last of Us, so we should get going right into that, because I feel like it'll be safest to do that. Just get right into it. Just got to adjust things. I'm excited for the end of this game. This week is an exciting week, because later on this week, we have the return of Critical Role, which is going to be so awesome. I'm so excited for that.
The smuggler, he's in here!
Alright, here we go. How many mofos are there? There's quite a few.
What?
Shit, I've missed so much. What game are you playing next? The next game is Shadow of the Colossus. That is the next game we are going to be playing on stream.
Search the floor. Find that smuggler and shoot him on sight.
Devin Welsh. Nice to meet you, Devin Welsh. I don't think you've been on streams before. At least I don't remember your name popping up. So nice to see you in the streams. And if you have been in the streams before, my bad. Revolving door of names that pop in and out of these. Don't see me. Don't see me. You're blind if you don't see me. Get snatched. None of you are making it out of here alive. You're all going to die for what you're trying to do to Ellie.
Come on, coward.
I've lurked a couple of times this week. Oh, that's good. We like lurkers who become talkers. It's a fun time to learn how many people lurk. Ah. This guy does not have any perception. This guy's low stat. new gun I see, huh? Assault rifle.
Got any surprises for me? Huh?
I do. Your buddy's out cold. And you're going to join him. The loop around strategy always works. Sucker. Alright. Full magazine. I think that's all of them in the rough area. So I'm going to take a second to look around. Make sure there's not anything I'm going to miss. But yeah, next game is Shadow of the Colossus. I'm very excited to playing that because that's just a game that I know is pretty legendary amongst, or at least it has like legendary status. So I'm excited for that. Ooh. Okay, we don't have enough alcohol. But we will find more. Because this is a hospital, right? So it's got to have a bunch of shit. But we always have to make sure that no one's around. We don't want to get caught lurking. I feel like I'm drastically under-leveled. Oh, shit. Like, I must have missed, like, a metric fuck ton of pills. Go, those two are going off to that side. Is there another guy standing there? I just can't see him for some reason. Okay, those two separated, so I can take out this guy. Maybe not. That guy didn't see me? That's ridiculous. You're gonna pay for that. I thought your video yesterday was such a good topic because I've been waiting to discuss both the three tables and how they will handle guests during campaign 4. Yeah, it's honestly weird that I've not seen many people talk about guests during campaign 4 because it is going to be different, right? The whole idea of like having guests and stuff is going to be like totally uprooted by the fact that like there's multiple tables. So there's that freedom to have people do like crossovers and more time spent with a guest character because it'll feel more natural that they're there for 5 to 10 episodes or whatever, right? Because they're in like different groups and they're interacting with different people in different ways. It's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to campaign 4 a lot more. Like as time's gone on, I've been looking forward to it a lot more because I've been like, oh, there's great ideas all over the place with this campaign, like how they can handle it and like what kind of differences it's gonna actually have compared to the other campaigns, right? So I'm excited for a lot of stuff in campaign 4. It's very exciting. The thing that I really just want to know is how they're gonna handle the scheduling. Because as it stands right now, I don't think they've said much about the scheduling at all. That to me is like, what's going on?
Chicken shit.
Like, how are they going to break up episodes? How are they going to break up how often people play? Because you want to make it even, right? You want it to be even for everyone. You don't want it to be like one group dominates the entire situation.
Oh, God, no.
And gets like 50 episodes where everyone else gets like 40 to 30. Like, I feel like that's something you want to avoid. So I don't know. I am not a scheduling expert by any means. But it is exciting. It is certainly exciting. Pills. Fuck, I need 5 more. On top of that, I wonder how often people are gonna like. In a way, I like that or that they've changed so much given the campaign setting isn't the same one from campaign 1 to 3, and I also think it's a great jumping point for that reason. Oh yeah, I think this like soft reboot of Critical Role, I guess is the way I'm gonna put it. It's kind of interesting because I know a bunch of people who kept saying to me like, oh, there's too much, I can't watch all of Critical Role because there's too much of it. But now there's a couple of people like, oh, I'm interested in trying to watch it from campaign 4 because it's unrelated, which I think is a brilliant move by them. It is still a little upsetting as someone who loved Exandria as much as I did that we're not going to have Exandria anymore, but at the same time, their goal is to reach a new audience every campaign, and now they can truly do that with this one. They can keep their old audience because it's the same cast plus more, and then we get like a new world that we get to learn about. So overall, there was no real missing with this. I am gonna miss Exandria, for obvious reasons. Like I mentioned, I love Exandria, and I honestly think Exandria is in such a really cool place, and as of right now, I'm curious to know what other people think about this, because as of right now, the Echoes of Exandria, like the live shows that they're doing, the last 3 that they've done, which was like Oaths and Ash, and then the Sydney live shows and the Melbourne live show, I'm curious to know what people think about those, because I personally have felt very underwhelmed by them, and I know that that's going to sound shitty, but the Melbourne and the Sydney one was literally the definition of filler, in my opinion, right? Like, it was just there because they had announced these 2 things, and then, like, nothing really happened to it. Nothing, like, pushed the idea of, like, what Ludinus was doing there. And then the Oaths and Ash one just basically deleted any, like, intrigue in what Ludinus was doing based off what he did at the beginning of that, right? Which is a little upsetting to me. So I'm curious to think what other people think about that, because it's kind of leaving Exandria in a really weird spot, and it has me like that much more excited to like learn about the new world, because I'm like, if Exandria is not going to be progressing forward for a while, I kind of want to learn something new about this new one, if that makes sense. But that's also the reason I would love them to start like giving out like small little videos about it. Like, I would love to start learning like stuff about the world.
You're gonna pay for that.
God damn you.
Surround him.
Oh, you're still alive now. There's still another one over here. How are you all still alive? Oh my lord. Hi Bick, how's it going? How is everyone? I'm all right. Are we ready to finish The Last of Us? Honestly, no. I like this game too much. The fact that we're like sort of leaving it behind is a little upsetting. Yeah, you guys get that. That's not what I wanted to have happen there. Crazy. I'm going into the stream on Thursday with little to no context, but I get that it's not the same for everyone else. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us learned a lot of stuff the last couple of weeks based on everything they've sort of told us, right? So that's weird. Where'd that group isn't coming through this way? Don't worry, there's still part 2. Yeah, absolutely. So have you not, like, Devin, have you not seen all of, like, the character art stuff and anything like that? Or are you just, like, sort of, like, trying to ignore it? I have found it impossible to try to ignore it for a million reasons. 1, I have to make videos, and 2, it's just everywhere. But that's just me. Hi, former lurker. Welcome to not being a lurker. Yeah. Every once in a while, we evolve from our lurker status. Come on. Coming. You were the one who popped everything off earlier, you jerk. Couldn't let me go through things simply. I'm honestly kind of shocked how much the poll leaned towards the Shadow of Colossus. Like, I was genuinely expecting it to be a lot closer to. I honestly thought that Heavy Rain would get more votes than it did, but it kind of got shafted. I've been trying to ignore it since I like to have some mystery, and I have your recaps for anything I might actually miss. So, yeah. I'm still trying to decide, like, I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna keep doing my recaps exactly the same, or if I'm gonna, like, try to mix them up and be, like, more like make it tighter, make it less, like, script-like. But I don't know. I'm not that upset about the info we got. I don't feel like it was enough to ruin it for me. I don't think it was enough to ruin it for me either. I just think that it was a little too much. Like, just the slightest bit too much. I feel like if we had just gotten the character art and, like, the vibe check video kind of made me go, we're getting too much here, I guess is the way that I'm sort of looking at it. It was the vibe check video, you know? The vibe check video to me did not have a good vibe. Alright, here we go. Next part of the assault on the hospital. Oh, good. A pre-recorded tape thingy again. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm gonna find a better spot so I don't get, like, attacked by somebody while I'm trying to listen to that. I never get to watch your recaps because I'm part of the Monday crew, which is weird because I feel like you're known for your awesome recaps. I don't know if I'm known for my awesome recaps. What was it, this one?
April 28th. Marlene was right. The girl's infection is like nothing I've ever seen. The cause of her immunity is uncertain. As we've seen in all past cases, the antigenic titers of the patient's cordyceps remain high above the serum and the cerebrospinal fluid. Blood cultures taken from the patient rapidly grow cordyceps and fungal media in the lab. However, white blood cell lines, including percentages and absolute counts, are completely normal. There is no elevation of pro-inflammatory cytokines, and an MRI of the brain shows no evidence of fungal growth in the limbic regions, which would normally accompany the prodrome of aggression in infected patients. We must find a way to replicate this state under laboratory conditions. We're about to hit a milestone in human history equal to the discovery of penicillin. After years of wandering in circles, we're about to come home, make a difference, and bring the human race back into control of its own destiny. All of our sacrifices and the hundreds of men and women who've bled for this cause, or worse, will not be in vain.
Yeah, fuck you. You are not killing Ellie. I liked your vibe check video. My vibe check video. Oh, where I, like, gave my how much I would like the character based off what we know about them ever so briefly. Yeah, I thought that was a fun video. Personally, it was. I think it was the. It was the first ranking video I think I ever did, or was it the second ranking, like the tier list videos, which I enjoy. I'm trying to figure out how to make it not so blurry, because those, for whatever reason, were really fucking blurry, and that pisses me off. I know not everyone is going to be pissed off by it, but it pisses me off as somebody who made the video. Give me pills. Yes! Maximum health increase. You believe my second one. It's been a while since that video. My second one, what? Look at all the ammo. No, we're keeping the axe. The axe has been it for us. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like try to change up how I've been doing my recaps, or if I'm gonna keep them the same. I'm probably gonna try to be like, this person said this less or whatever. I'm just gonna try to like, I'm gonna keep it mostly the same, just like try to really condense what they talk about, because I don't feel like what I would like, because I got accused of, this is so funny, I got accused of transcripting, or like I took the transcript of the video that somebody else made, and then I just read the transcript. I was like fucking losing my mind. It was like, people think I transcript these? It's hilarious. No, it's me sitting here watching Critical Role and then me writing down a script for the video. I thought that was so funny. Honestly, it was supposed to be an insult from the person writing the comment, but I was like, you think my scripts are that good that it's a transcript? That's awesome. It was so funny. I thought that was a great compliment. Ranking video, the first, I think, was every arc in CR. Yes, you're right. I think that is the first one as well. Do I really want to read this? March 15th, we finally crossed the Utah border. In a couple of days, we'll be back with the others. Today, the crew was in much better spirits. I've been worried about their morale since Greg and Tiana's, is that how you say her name? Tanya's passing last week. It's good to hear them laughing again. Robin came up to me and said, thanks for watching over us, Marlene. It was a small gesture, but I needed it. So Marlene is here. So that person we were talking to was Marlene. Is that it? This is like saying CR is scripted, same type of insult. Yeah, I guess so. March 23rd, Ellie never made it. We arrived at the hospital. There was much celebration, at least from the others, I guess. They're happy to see their old friends. We haven't seen some of these guys in over 10 years. After they told me the news, I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk to anyone. I should be grateful just to be alive, but right now I just want to shut my eyes for a bit. March 24th, they look at me and I know what they're thinking, that we're a bunch of incompetent grunts. What was I supposed to do? I thought I was going to die. My men were being hunted by the entire Boston battalion. I had to get her out of the city. How was I supposed to know the Firefly escort was already dead? God damn it, I panicked. In the end, I healed pretty damn quickly, and my men were more capable than I gave them credit for. More than a handful survived the Army's attack. I should have kept her with me instead, I handed her off to a couple of smugglers. I failed you, Anna. I failed us all. Or I failed all of us. I am an incompetent grunt. April 25th. I can't stand talking to any of them. I don't think I can take the stairs any longer. No way I can stay here. April 28th. One of our scouts just radioed in. He spotted an older man with a young girl entering the tunnel by the bus terminal. He thinks she might have had red hair, but he's not sure. What if it's her? Stop doing this, Marlene. The recon squad is about to head out. I'm going to join them. April 28th. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. She's alive. They're running the tests on her now. I can't tell if I'm excited, scared, or just nervous. All I know is my hands won't stop shaking. Well, in a minute they will, Marlene. In a minute they will. Also, given your tangents and rants in certain videos, should be enough indication that if it's not just being read from a transcript, i.e., my blood is thin, diabolical from last video. I don't know where I was going with that. I was delirious by the end of that recording. I don't know why. I have no idea why I said that. Oh fuck, they're over there. It's like, where the fuck are these guys? Hello, Knack. How's it going?
Yeah, that's it. I'm coming, Ellie.
Yeah, last video was like completely unscripted, and I wonder if you guys could tell. It was literally just me like trying to figure out how I feel about everything that's happening going on currently with CR. Well, I guess we're in a gunfight this time.
Don't let him get to the kid.
You guys are crazy if you think I'm not gonna make it to Ellie. I also have no clue where you're going with it, but I laughed and that was enough, though. That's good. I was basically saying like I need my Critical Role vampire blood, for I haven't fed in a while.
Huh?
Hey, bud. How are you still alive, bro? Because I missed. You got a helmet on, but you're buddy. Damn it. Come on out. Ouch. You hurt. Still there. Whoopsies. I ducked at the wrong time. Come on. Finally. I want to give you some ideas about how to change it up for the recaps, but I can't think of anything. Oh, so you have none? I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get somebody to give me ideas, but if you don't think I need to change them, I don't need to change them. That's kind of like the...
Go check over there.
Like, I mean, I prefer hearing that, then you should change everything. Oh, you dead. You're not dead. How are you getting shot in the head and you're like, oh, I'm just going to walk away. There you go. Here, the rusty, trusty shotgun. These are the delayed effects of Ashton turning into or Astarion turning into a mega vampire. Yeah. I read recently that there's actually like a different way to keep him in your party without him becoming that, which I'm a little shocked by. Because I kind of figured like the only way he'd stay in your party is if he became ascended. But I guess that's not true. So I'm kind of curious how that plays out. Is there another guy I'm not seeing somewhere? I am looking forward to eventually playing through that game with everyone again. but it'll be a little less stressful because it won't be, I meant to zoom in. Oh. I was like, that's like a Batman smoke grenade, right? It should be able to blow up in my face and not hurt me at all. How are you surviving that? Again, that was not in your helmet, buddy. That was in your head. Like that. I think he's dead. Oof. These gunfights are getting a little hairy. I just realized that you might have to change one or two things out of necessity, considering the amount of lore and character introductions you might have to do. Yeah, I'm honestly a little concerned about that. I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about doing things quite yet. It's going to be something like I try to figure out as I go. But you know, as it stands right now, we'll figure it out. We will have it handled. But I'm excited. That's Thursday. I'm looking forward to figuring out exactly what I'm gonna do with everything, because it's exciting. Okay, let's go see if any of these guys have extra ammo for me. Because I don't know if I searched all of them. Well, I don't have extra ammo for him, unfortunately. Okay. Let's say for now we're good. Time to go rescue Ellie. They're all dead, bro. We don't need to worry about the door.
That should buy me some time.
No, it won't. It's on wheels. What? Oh, it's not on wheels. You moved that way too easy for it to not be on wheels. Okay. Another audio recording.
Hey, Anna. It's been a while since we spoke. I just gave the okay to proceed with the surgery. I really doubt I had much of a choice. Asking me was more of a formality. I need you to know that I've kept my promise all these years. Despite everything that I was in charge of, I looked after her. I would have done anything for her, and at times... Here's a chance to save us. All of us. This is what we were after. What you were after. They asked me to kill the smuggler. I'm not about to kill the one man in this facility that might understand the weight of this choice. Maybe he can forgive me. Oh, I miss you, Anna. Your daughter will be with you soon.
Yo, how fucking dark is that? You're like, your best friend or whatever they are is like in charge of your daughter's safety, but your daughter has the cure. So she's like, I'm just going to kill your daughter for everyone else. You know, I know you asked me to take care of her, but I'm going to kill her because everyone else deserves to live too, right? It's that stupid train dilemma. Fucking dumb. Joel has that sleeper build. I don't know if it's Sleeper. I feel like the dude's in decent shape for someone who lives in an apocalypse. Open the door. Alright, hopefully Marlene's in here so I can blast her to pieces. Yeah, Nak, how's it going?
Jesus.
Doctor? What are you doing in here? I won't let you take her. This is a...
You will die. You're the animals here.
Animal!
Carrie, shut the hell up.
Literally killing a child. You're the fucking animals here. I know that was ruthless. Don't care. What do you mean you don't want to die? Is there still one of them left? Nah, fuck you.
Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you. Oh, shit.
Just like the beginning of the game, Joel's carrying his daughter. I just shot Laura Bailey? Oh well. I'll shoot them all.
Shit.
Over here.
I'm getting you out of here, girl.
I have to carry her out like this. I can't shoot people.
I got you. I got you.
Fuck you. Serpentine.
Damn it, which way?
Oh shit. Serpentine.
We're okay. We're okay.
Let's go.
I said get back!
Fuck you. Whoa, whoa.
Hey, stop!
That was kind of ruthless of me, but I don't care. What they're doing to this child was not right. Please give me the chance to kill Marlene. That's all I care about.
You can't save her. Even if you get her out of here, then what? How long before she's torn to pieces by a pack of clickers? That is, if she hasn't been raped and murdered first.
It ain't for you to decide.
It's what she'd want. And you know it.
No, it's not.
Look. You can still do the right thing here.
I will.
She won't feel anything.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna question what happened here. She's in the car. And Marlene's dead. I wish I was the one that got to pull the trigger, but you know, Marlene didn't feel a thing. Like she said, she won't feel a thing.
What the hell am I wearing?
Just take it easy. Drugs are still wearing off.
What happened?
We found the fireflies. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie.
Oh my god, Joel.
People that are immune. There's dozens, actually. Ain't done 'em a damn bit of good, neither. They've actually...
Oh,
They've stopped looking for a cure. I'm taking us home. I'm sorry.
god damn it, Joel. This man can never tell the truth, I swear to God.
Wait! go.
No.
Please.
You just come after her.
Hell yeah, Joel. See, complicated relationship with Joel here. Hate him for lying, love him for that. That woman was a rat. All she wants to do is survive. Switchblade, are we playing as Ellie?
Well,
Looks like we're walking.
Hell yeah, we're Ellie again.
Should be a straight shot through
Almost
here.
done with the game. Yeah, it's 6.
Alright.
I'm looking forward to
It's actually kind of pretty, ain't it?
playing the second
Yeah.
one. What would you tell her then? Honestly, the
What
truth.
your head going through?
They were going to kill you, and I didn't want that to happen.
I got it.
And then say like, oh, because you're like a daughter to me? I don't know, that'd be pretty
Age
nice.
now.
I love this game,
I
though.
don't think I ever told you, but Sarah and I used to take hikes like this. I think the two of you would have been good friends. I think you really would have liked her. I know she'd have liked you.
I bet I would have.
Oh. Down there.
It's a nice little place to live. They got power, electricity, and all that.
Just a little bit further now.
I feel like Ellie would have been okay if Joel had just said, I didn't want you to die, so I wasn't going to die. Well, that's good.
Here, I got you. Give me your hand.
You,
All right, come on.
then I tell her as her father, no.
Hey, wait. Back in Boston, back when I was bitten, I wasn't alone. My best friend was there. And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do. So, she says, let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
You don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you... No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear
but
to
it's-
me. Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
Oh, here we go.
I swear.
Ah, Joel.
Okay?
The constant lies are painful. Well, the stream ended quickly. Well, hang on. We can still talk about a few things. I've got some stuff queued up that if we want to talk about, we can. We'll have some peaceful guitar music in the background, I guess. Just turn the game down a tiny bit. It's a little loud. Yeah, I guess I could have just kept going on Sunday, which is kind of crappy. I thought like maybe there would be a little bit more than that. I didn't realize that that was going to go that quickly. But Joel was a man on a mission right there. He was a man on a mission. I don't like the lies though. Bick, I think you were the one who said it, that you have a complicated relationship with Joel, and I 100% agree. I don't understand a lot of his actions. He's I guess I do. He's selfish. He's honestly just it's selfish. Like, he's so selfish with a lot of the stuff that he's done in this game. But at certain points, you need to tell the truth, and he has not done that. Yeah, you didn't want it. You didn't want us to be spoiled. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's not like we can't, talk about this more or even talk about Critical Role stuff more. We'll try to go for an hour and a half talking about some of that stuff, because that is what's happening this week, right? Critical Role, and I'm excited for it. It's a little weird, though, that Ellie, the 13-year-old, has survivor's guilt. It's kind of a shitty situation that she has. Yeah, but I truly feel like if Joel just said, like, oh, I don't want you to die for other people's survival, she'd get it. Like, at this point, she understands that she is in Sarah's place, that she has become the second child. Right? Like, she is his child now as far as Joel is concerned. So I feel like she would truly get it if he said, no, I lied to you. I just didn't want you to die. She would get it. And I feel like it's kind of shitty that he didn't do that. Oh, hello, puppies. Company mascots, moral boosters, and food patrol. Pogo and Trumpet. I love them. Ashley Johnson as Ellie. Troy Baker as Joel. Cast in order. Oh, damn. Voiceover cast. Laura Bailey. Sam Riegel. Oh my god, who else? Can I see anybody else? Yuri Lowenthal's in here. That's awesome. Liam O'Brien. Travis Willingham. I didn't see Matt's name anywhere. That kind of sucks. Unless I completely missed it. Now, this fucking game's awesome. Which actually leads me into one of the things that I want to talk about. Bick. Oh wait, you wrote a comment here. Special thanks. Oh, didn't get to read that, my bad. I truly love how deep Joel is in the games and in the TV show. Even though he's different on the show, this part of him remains, and I feel like it's the best part. Yeah, it definitely makes for a complex character. He's not like one note, which is nice. But Bick, you asked me last week, or on the stream last time, what my favorite games of all time were. You asked for a top 5. I struggled with that because I feel like a top 10 feels better. So, here's my top 10 games of all time. Number 10 is Detroit Become Human. I've only played through it one time, but it deeply touched me, that game, with how interesting it all was, and the stories that each character gets is deeply touching to me. So I love that game. It's so much fun, and eventually we will play it on stream. Number 9 is Baldur's Gate 3. Obviously, I feel like that goes without saying why I love that game. It's just D&D. Number 8 is Spider-Man PS4, so the Insomniac Spider-Man games. That's the entire franchise, so Spider-Man PS4, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. Love those games. Number 7 is the Mass Effect series. I don't think I need to explain that one. I feel like most people understand why that game is important to a lot of people. I could explain it if you guys want, but I don't think I need to. Number 6 is The Wolf Among Us, a game franchise that needs to come back in a fucking desperate way. Dear God, does that game need to come back? So, she's the real survival's guilt. She doesn't understand why she has survived when so many others haven't. I guess that's true. Ellie would definitely... Yeah, because it's literally why did she survive when Riley didn't? Right? They both got bit. Why is she still alive and why is Riley dead? Same with Sam. Tess is a little different. Tess kind of sacrificed herself. But yeah. So number 6 was The Wolf Among Us. Number 5 is Dark Souls, specifically Dark Souls 1. The other ones kind of fall off after Dark Souls 1, in my opinion. Dark Souls 2 is a travesty. Dark Souls 3 is good, but it's not as good or well made as Dark Souls 1 is. And then, like, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Sekiro, all of those are kind of different, in my opinion. So, they're in, like, their own little category. But Dark Souls 1 is definitely top 5 material. Batman Arkham series, I love Batman. The games are awesome. They feel great. Number 3, I have God of War, specifically the Norse games. I'm not terribly big into the hack and slash of the original, but I still enjoy them. But the Norse games where, like, Kratos has a character, I mean, let me correct that. Where Kratos has a fatherly character is much more interesting to me than the guy who wants revenge. That's just me. Number 2, which is the big one that I forgot, Bick, when we were talking about this last week, is The Witcher. I love those games, and I completely forgot to mention it beforehand. So that was pretty silly of me. And then obviously number 1 is Kingdom Hearts. I've talked about Kingdom Hearts at length. I don't think I need to talk about it very much anymore. I love those games. So there's my top 10 video games of all time, because I felt like giving you a correct answer, Bick, because you deserve that correct answer from last time. Because like on the spot, I was kind of like, ugh. This game, by the way, would be like number 11. It's that close. And maybe it and Detroit Become Human can swap, but I don't know. I like them both. But yeah, this game was fantastic. I'm so glad that I finally got the chance to play it. Fucking based top 10. Your top 5 last time was still very good. Yeah, but like The Witcher being off it was just wrong, because The Witcher should be on it. Like that is easily one of my favorite. That is my second favorite game of all time. The Witcher 3 is a game that constantly calls me back to it. Like I just re-downloaded it last night because I love that game. It's a game that unfortunately we won't be able to play on stream because there's just so much nudity, but eventually I would like to figure out a way to play it and block that stuff out so we can play it on stream, because I love those games, especially with The Witcher 4 coming. Ugh, I'm so excited for The Witcher 4. Also, Dream will be very happy about this being near enough. Yeah. Alright, so a few things that we should discuss leading into campaign 4 of Critical Role, because that's what's coming up next. So I was curious. So a bunch of people said they're all going to be part of one organization. What do we think this organization is going to be about? Right? Like what do we, based off of the trailer about how there's some sort of revolution happening, and the importance of the Fang name based off the character, Liam's character, and how that name is shared between a character and the trailer for the campaign. What do we think that's all about? Do we think there's some sort of revolution of people who are why did we kill the gods, and maybe they're looking for a way to bring them back? Or do we think they're trying to ascend new people? Speaking of Zodiac's paternity era, Norse Kratos, Joel, and Geralt in Witcher 3. Hey, you got me. You got me. You definitely caught me on that one. That's something. And The Mandalorian is one of my favorite shows right now. Damn. Sounds like I want kids. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to the campaign 4 so much. But I think if I had to put money on it, based off the fact that it looks like there's a handful of holy individuals in the group, based off their art designs and stuff, I would imagine a good portion of the story is going to be about discovering where people are still getting their divinity from. I think that would be a very fun way for the story to sort of start off, because it's 70 something years later after the death of the gods, right? So it's still kind of fresh for a lot of races that are I live to be 400 years old, so this is only a quarter of my life. Last times I forgot Heroes of Might and D Magic. Heroes of Might and Magic. I don't know what you mean by that, Knack. So we should start calling you Dad. No. Oh, it's a joke. Okay, good. It had to be done. I guess so. I guess it did. But yeah, I think, first of all, I love the idea that, like, and if I could, like, put out, like, a theory about how I feel like it could start off, right? I feel like there's going to be a handful of, like, groups made already. Like, I don't know which ones exactly are already going to be, like, friends and stuff going in. It could not be the case, but I would like to see them, like, sort of like how Campaign 2 and 3 had, like, pre-made groups coming into it. Like, Laudna and Imogen were a group coming in. Zaddy was right there just saying, God damn it. God damn it. That's never going to escape me now. I would like to see some pre-made groups coming into it. I don't think they're going to do like a traditional Session 0 based on anything. Like, I know Campaign 2 had like a bunch of Session 0s and stuff. Same with Campaign 3. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think what's likely going to happen is we're going to see like the true start of the campaign. Like, I don't necessarily think there's going to be a Session 0 because of how many players there are. That would be a lot of different groups and stuff like that. So I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of like the early 4 episodes are going to be very Session 0 like, where it like sets up who the characters are and how they're going to act. And then we're going to see like formations of people come together, if you will. But I get the feeling that some of them are going to like instantly like be pulled toward each other. I think a lot of the people who are like religious based, so as of right now there's only like 2 or 3 that I can think of off the top of my head who could be religious based. So like Tior, the paladin, obviously, and why is his name escaping me at the moment? Luis Carrazzo's character, not Carrera. Luis Carrazzo's character. Azun? What the hell is his name? I gotta find the picture. I feel there's going to be an overall revolutionary major group, but they're going to be a smaller revolutionary group. Hey man, revolutionaries, that's awesome. That's some One Piece stuff. Anything that gives me One Piece vibes, I'm down for. Hang on, what the hell is that character's name? It's pissing me off. Azun, yeah, I was saying it right. Azun, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably wrong again. But those two characters like just automatically look very like religious based to me. So I feel like those two characters might be able to like click together really well. I really hope that we get like the Seekers sort of looking for answers about like why the gods were killed off, if there's a way to bring them back, where divinity's coming from, that sort of stuff. If there is going to be like a revolutionary army thing going on, I would like the schemers to like be involved with like the political stuff and maybe try to like help the revolutionary build up. Maybe this group of characters is supposed to be like helping the tide of the world change, so like it becomes better for the lower class. Think of the French Revolution. You had a working class faction, an upper class faction, and both together were what wreaked havoc. Also, Devin, you're my new favorite person. Zaddy was indeed there. Bick, you might want to change that. But yeah, I agree with that. I think like the lower class revolting because they didn't want to kill the gods off would be a good move. And like the party is a part of that group who didn't necessarily want to kill the gods off. I'm just curious about like Belair, that's Talzin's character, right? With the way that he was describing the character of like being like a collector of antiquities for a museum. I think that's badass. Now deal with the consequences of my actions. I mean, it's just a misspelling. But yeah, I think so. As of right now, Belair is really cool to me. Like the idea of like and I think maybe the museum should have like a bigger part of it, right? If the museum's going to be there and we have an entire group of the Seekers, and somebody mentioned it before, like the Bastion system. That's sort of, or is that how you pronounce it? There's like a base system that they implemented in 2024 rules. So I feel like the museum could be their Bastion, right? Could be their base, and I think that would be a lot of fun. And like maybe their expeditions that they get sent out on as different groups gets funded by the museum. Oh, Bick, did you just see what I'm talking about? Yeah, I thought so. That's funny. I'll always remember it, Bick. It'll be all right. That's funny. I knew what you meant. That's why I read it out correctly instead of the spelling error. But yeah, with this game being done, that means I can finally watch the show that I've been putting off for a long time because I wanted to play the games first. So what is everyone's expectations for Campaign 4? Like, do you have like what kind of things would you like to see from this campaign? Because it is going to be like a wholly new thing and experience, right? I feel like we can truly give our expectations. Now, that doesn't mean if you don't get those expectations, you should be upset by it. But what is everyone's like expectations for like stuff that they would like to see in Campaign 4? Because I have a couple. You hope the soldiers will not bore me. See, I honestly am a little worried about that too, right? If all the soldiers do is combat-oriented stuff, that might get a little bit boring, right? Not a big fan of the 2024 combat rules. Overall, what's the major difference between between 2024 and 5e? I don't think there's that much of a big difference. The way they might do it is like the Fellowship of the Ring, where they have one huge group that will be separated by the end of the third or fourth section, and they've collective goals form the table. Oh, that's true. But I think the idea of Tal's character being a collector is very interesting. I'm unsure about how it'll fit, though. Yeah, that's true. It is kind of weird. We don't know the story yet, right? So I think episode 1 is going to answer a lot of questions that I'm looking forward to. I am so excited for like the first session that I'm literally shaking with excitement. Just thinking about it, like everything that's going to be happening, I'm so hyped. I'm so happy we're finally getting some like campaign stuff again. Like I loved the Age of Umbra. It was a lot of fun. Wild Mount Wildlings was great. Divergence was amazing, but I've really needed that long-term story to be back, like super long-term. Like 8 episodes is fine. Like that's what we got for Age of Umbra, but oh my god, did Age of Umbra house one of the most annoying things of all time for me, and that was that stupid Risk It All move. I fucking hate that thing so much. I'm not even gonna get into it. I think the Lord of the Rings thing is a good idea though, like some overall conflict. Like the first 2 episodes sort of introduce the characters and like introduce like an overall conflict, and then somehow the characters get dragged into the conflict, and then they have to separate to achieve different goals to sort of deal with that overall conflict. I definitely feel like is definitely a way that they could do that, right? It would be interesting to see. 2024 is more draggy and mathy in combat, with tons of status effects. Oh, really? They have more status effects than in 5e? See, I haven't played a game of 2024 yet. All of my friends want to just stick with the 5e rules because that's what we know really well. Even though I don't think the changes are that big of a deal personally, I do think that some of the class changes are pretty fucking bad. Like, I personally feel like, and I know a lot of people have argued this fact, I personally feel like Paladin has been like, the fun of Paladin has been completely destroyed. Like, I don't fucking care about a horse. I don't. I would rather Divine Smite things into the end of death. Is it draggy in the same way that Daggerheart's combat is draggy, or is it different? That's interesting. Because I do think Daggerheart's combat is the worst part of Daggerheart, in my opinion. Daggerheart is not draggy at all. Ooh, I don't know about that. Much more mathy and draggy. So it's more mathy. Well, because the thing with like Daggerheart's thing, right? Like, if it's kind of easy to do math with Daggerheart because of like how like the thresholds and stuff work. So if you're over this threshold, you take this much damage. So there's less math involved, which is true. But I personally feel like, for me, as someone who has to like recap stuff and stuff like that, D&D combat for 5e is way easier to keep track of than Daggerheart stuff. Because Daggerheart, you have hope, fear, stress, HP, damage thresholds, evasion, all of this stuff that you have to keep track of. And then on top of that, consequence counters, progress counters come out. Sometimes individual like monsters have counters. So you have to keep track of all of this stuff, right? Like the fight in Oaths and Ash, the live stream one shot they did was such a pain in the ass to follow. It was so painful for me to follow that. I'm also very excited. And here's the thing. I'm going to make this very clear. I don't dislike Daggerheart. I think it's a fun game. Character creation is amazing. Sitting there with your entire table making characters is so funny. Character customization is through the roof. Like, I feel like there's just so many options that you can customize stuff with. It's a lot of fun. And like, I feel like background stuff comes up more often with the Daggerheart backgrounds than they ever did with the D&D background stuff. Because I feel like, specifically with like Age of Umber, right? With like the Slyborn, you're able to find a place to hide and rest. That's awesome. And like the whole Lurking Darkness thing was really cool too. There are things that I think Daggerheart does like meh, and combat's one of them. Because the pendulum is insane. It's either the game master's either wrecking you or you're wrecking the game master. Because your rolls can either go really well or really bad, and there isn't really that much of a difference. Like there's no in between, I feel. I'm also very excited about Brennan DMing for an entire campaign, more than any. Is more than enough for my expectations. Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like Daggerheart's combat was dragging in the sense that there was a lot of stop and go with armor points, but that might just be me. I agree with that, Bick. Let's say it like this. D&D is way more draggy than Daggerheart. Interesting. Like 2024 is more draggy. Interesting. Ah, fuck. Just drop that. I feel like did Divergence not use 2024 rules? Because for me, the combat in that didn't feel any different than 5e. But I might be wrong. I feel like they used the 2024 rules for Divergence. They might not have. They might have been using some sort of like modified version, which I feel like if they're going to do for an entire campaign, they'll do a modified version. That way people still get epic boons. That way people still get like martial weapon attacks and stuff like that. Like, because there's that whole table for the martial weapon attacks for like bonuses that they get that they didn't get in 5e. So who knows? I am excited to see some 2024 stuff because I don't really see it anywhere. What I thought was funny was people were like, oh, Wizard of the Coast paid them off. And then they did an interview recently where they were like, no, we didn't get paid off. This was in the works for a very long time, even before Daggerheart was released. So that's interesting how long in advance they were planning a campaign for. I'm actually kind of curious, like, why they felt the need to plan it out that much. But now that, like, we're getting more information and potentially, like, scheduling wise, they, like, have pre-recorded a fuck ton of shit, right? So who knows? That's the moral quandary of all of this. Who knows? I hope they've pre-recorded a lot, because that way we don't really have to worry about getting backlogged, and like every week we get to just do stuff. What are my expectations? So my expectations for the game is I really would like to see, like, I don't know how to word this. I would like them to stick with groups initially for the first little while, right? For initially, when they first, so the first 4 episodes is going to be all 13 players, and then after that, they're going to break off. I don't want them to, after like the first couple of weeks, have a crossover. I want them to be separate for a while, and then after a decent bit of time by themselves, I want them to start crossing over again. Because once we get that time where we get to focus on individual characters, I feel like once we get to understand the characters a little better, it'll feel a lot better when they do eventually merge together. So for me, my expectation is I hope they truly, truly stick with the Lord of the Rings, right? And they leave Frodo and Samwise by themselves, and then they leave Pippin and Merry by themselves for a while, and then they leave Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli by themselves for a while, and then eventually 2 of the groups meet up, and then eventually, again, later on, more of the group meets up with the other group, and that way we get to truly feel like they're separate. Because if they're too close to each other, and they cross over too often, this whole 3 different tables thing isn't going to feel right, kind of like when they said like Campaign 3 is going to be different, and then it wasn't all that different outside of the fact that it's one continuous story. That, to me, needs to be done. If it's going to be like we're doing a West Marches campaign, which again I don't think is the right word for it, based off what everyone's been saying about like West Marches campaigns and how it's supposed to work, unless that's exactly how Brennan's like planning on doing it. 1 session they go out, 1 session they come back, 1 session they go out, 1 session they come back, and they just do it like that, which is what the West Marches is supposed to be, I guess. But overall, I would like them. My major expectation is for them to sort of stay separated. I'm pissed I'm going to be gone for most of October, so I'll probably be backlogged on C4. I don't see an issue with that. Having that much Critical Role to catch up on, and it's all out there already. If you have Beacon, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, Beacon is a godsend. Especially for me, because I'm able to pause. But it's so nice to have that. I fucking hate Twitch. Like, Twitch is so annoying to me. So for me, like, with now the fact that, like, they're trying to sort of kill off Twitch, and I don't understand this. A bunch of people got upset about the whole, like, we're not going to be doing rebroadcast stuff, meaning, like, 2 in the morning, people aren't going to be watching or whatever. Like, it was, like, 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that. They're not going to be doing those rebroadcasts, which I understand sucks for those who aren't in North America. It even sucks for me because I'm up till, like, I'm up till 2 a.m. watching these things, right? Which is painful, but it's whatever. It's a choice. But I am excited to see what they'll be cooking. Yeah, you will. Oh, well, if you're gone for October and they do the first 4 episodes, you'll be able to have the first 4 episodes, right? That's 4 weeks, so that's exciting. I watch the VODs on YouTube on Mondays. Yeah, they're still doing those, so that's good. But they're just not doing the rebroadcastings, which only got like not many people watch the rebroadcast. Even less so on Twitch. Like, Twitch's rebroadcast was empty. It was dead. And then the YouTube one had a bit more because YouTube's a lot easier to use than Twitch is for, like, most people. So I think it's the good move to sort of remove that and just do the uploads on Monday and not have to worry about rebroadcasting. Although, I don't know how difficult it is to do the rebroadcast, right? Like, where they save the VOD and then rebroadcast. Especially because it's this pre-recorded stuff. I don't know how hard it is exactly to do it. The way they always describe it is that they have like their entire team having to work on the live stream still, like the premieres, which makes no sense to me. I'm confused. Like, if they're pre-recorded, they only have to do the initial edit and then they do the premiere, and that should just be a premiere of the video. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just the way they describe it always makes it feel like it's such an ordeal for them to stream these things, which it used to be if it was live, but now that it's pre-recorded, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I also saw a bunch of people like they shouldn't do only 1 session a week. People are like, we want 2 sessions a week now or something like that, because pacing wise, I guess. But I don't know how that's going to work. We're not going to truly understand how the pacing of Campaign 4 is going to work until we see Campaign 4, which is kind of the weird thing about it. So I don't know. By the way, other expectations, this is going to sound weird. For my favorite romance in Critical Role of all time is Ford and Jester. I liked it because the natural chemistry between Laura and Travis was so real, it wasn't even funny. So for me, my only romance expectation is Matt and Marisha. Please romance. That would be awesome. After years of watching your wife romance other people, you finally get to do it. Do it, Matt. Jump on that bandwagon. Be one of the many people who've romanced your wife. I just feel like it's your turn. It's your time. That's all I want out of like character romances and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for Campaign 4 and everything surrounding it. I've needed that jolt back into my life of Critical Role, so I'm excited for it to be back, because somebody on one of my last videos are like, have you seen what they've been putting out for Thursday content recently? I'm like, it's not bad. I watched the Ford Jester wedding thingy, which was fucking hilarious. One of the things I'd like to see, I've already commented on, but if they don't meet, I want some doomed romance in the sense of want to be together, but they can't because they're on different tables. Ooh. That's an interesting idea. You can't spend time together because, well, the only way that could work, Bick, is if they get like forcibly separated, which could be fun. They are rebroadcasting the early Friday morning slot. They explained later that they were removing the midnight immediately after rebroadcast because they have to have someone stay up to put it on. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, Devin. But yeah, Beck, the only way that could work is if they get like forcibly removed, unless they like have two like totally drastic different ideas of what they want to do with their like what their goals are, and like then it doesn't line up. But I could definitely see that happening. Maybe Liam and Sam's characters could be those doomed to romance. It's about time they romance too, goddammit. They haven't done it yet. They need to. They've been so close, but they need to. Like Veth and, I guess if you were a Veth and Caleb shipper, that's a doomed romance right there. Simply because one's married and the other one is deeply broken. Yeah, that's kind of what I want, and it would fit Liam's sad boy romance itch while doing something different, for example. I've said this in the past. I don't want Liam to be sad boy every campaign. It hurts me to watch. Like, he has so much heartbreak. It makes me think his real life is really upsetting when I know it's probably not. Like, I like, man, smile. Be happy. And then of course, one of the only characters that, like, every time I hear Liam's voice in like anything animated, I always think of Gaara, one of the saddest characters in Naruto. So it's like, dude, you're surrounded in sadness. Why? Why? Why do you always gotta be surrounded in sadness? But yeah, if he's gonna be playing another sad boy character, that's totally befitting of him. And if that's the case, maybe he could romance another sad boy, which sounds like, you know, that's Louise's thing too. So, listen, let me cook. Okay, cook. I know a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, he's going to be like a poet, which could fit the tragedy bard really well, because it's not his tragedy. And as somebody who's been, like, listening to I've been e-reading or, like, audiobooking, because I don't have time to read. I've been listening to The Witcher. So, you could easily get, like, Dandelion vibes out of Liam's new character, which I think would be really cool, because he's, like, he always sings about everyone else's tragedy and sort of, like, pushes his down. So I think that'd be really interesting if, like, Liam goes that route. But I wanna see what you have to say about what you're cooking here, Bick. Do I want Liam to have a sad boy romance again? No. I want him to be happy. But if he wants to do something different, here's what I'd like to see. Okay, here we go. Some expectations. Yeah, but I feel like him and Louise could do a good romance of sad boys. That'd be a good thing for them to do. Sad boy romances. But again, Sam needs to romance Liam at some point. It only makes sense. And I'm not even that big on like the whole romance thing, but sometimes it feels natural. And if there's 13 people at a table, there's going to be some romance, right? There's got to be some romance. Also, as someone who's only like halfway through the second Witcher book, there's a lot of smut in those books, which was surprising to me. Like, I'm shocked by that. I was like, I did not expect this to happen. But if you haven't read The Witcher, I recommend like reading it or audiobooking it, because it is fantastic. And there's a free one on YouTube, and he is amazing, which is what I've been listening to. He's awesome. I gotta find his name because he's killer at it. It's been making listening to the book really easy. That being said, I always have like a vision in my, or not a vision, but like based off the games. That's the voice I always hear. Okay, so Bick says, tragedy bard. He starts as a happy bard with a partner. Since the tables start together, it's all good and dandy, but then they get separated by the revolution's stake. Sake? Oh, they get separated for the revolutionary's sake. Got it. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun for him to have tragedy happen in the game as opposed to having it happen like before the game. Maybe that's when he picks his subclass. He doesn't start off as a tragedy bard, but as time goes on, he becomes one because of that. What level does bard get their subclass at? I'm gonna have to look. You guys think they'll keep it the last Thursday off? I hope not, because of how much they seem to have pre-recorded already. Because if they already have, like, if that stuff isn't B-roll and that stuff is the actual campaign stuff, which I don't think it is, but if they have a bunch of it pre-recorded already, in 2024 it's level 3, okay, cool. So yeah, I feel like they could easily do that. But I hope they don't take the last Thursday off of every month. Like, holidays is perfectly reasonable to me, but I feel like if they're pre-recording it and with 3 different groups, there's no reason to take off different holidays or different weeks, right? Because if like, oh, if this group can't meet up, this group can, right? So I don't know. Liam stays at a table, maybe Seekers. His love at another table, maybe Soldiers. Liam's tragedy bard will be about yearning for his lover, missing them, hoping they're okay, worrying if they're even alive. I like that, Bick. And then at some point, if the tables meet, they reconnect. He becomes a happy bard again. That's how it'd be. That's how I'd do it. Well, that's a good move. Luis will definitely have a doomed romance. I'm stating this here so you know I said it before C4 began. If not him, Whitney Moore. Okay, someone has to tell me about Whitney Moore because I don't know much about her. I tend not to, and I kind of want to keep that way. For like EXU people who come in and like take up a spot, I don't want to know about who they are prior because I like seeing who they are initially, right? I decided not to interrupt your flow unlike Knack. It's okay. I can read a bunch of stuff. It's all right. But yeah, so yeah, I hope they don't take that last Thursday off because there's no reason to anymore. They have 3 different tables. Some group can come together and have stuff. And if they're pre-recorded, there is absolutely no reason for them to do it. But yeah, and I agree. Louise will definitely have a doomed romance, much like Xerxes. But yeah, and I also like that idea of him being like sad when he's not with his partner. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense if I'm being realistic with you. But yeah. I really hope they don't take that last Thursday off every month because it really did hurt the pacing of Campaign 3. As much as I love Campaign 3 and I'm such a defender of it, the pacing of Campaign 3 is rough, right? Like, I can admit when pacing of something is a little rough. Like, I'm a One Piece fan. Fuck, I have to be able to admit that, right? Like, it's just how it is. Just based on her character, Whitney seems cool as fuck. Yeah. I'm excited for it. She's like part demon and part something else, which is really cool. I'm hoping out of all of the characters, like a bunch of people had like a bunch of different like theories for the character. once I saw people say like they wanted her to be a barbarian, I was like, please be a barbarian. That'd be so funny. She's like this cute little thing, and then she becomes like a demon, which would be hilarious. But I think that would work a lot. Like that would be so much fun to see. Hopefully they won't, since they seem to have a lot pre-recorded. Yeah, that's exactly it. If they have stuff pre-recorded, there is no reason for them to take the last week off every month, unless it's a holiday. Holidays is like the obvious exception to that, right? It makes sense. So, but I think that's probably a good spot to end it. We've talked about our expectations, our wants to see out of the campaign. So yeah, next stream won't be on Sunday. It'll be on Monday, because I have a birthday party to go to on Sunday. Yes, I love the trope of unassuming killer machine. Yeah, she's gonna be so awesome. If she's a barbarian, that'd be cool. That's kind of why I wanted Thimble to be a barbarian, because that would have been a lot of fun for like this little thing to be flying around and to just be a menace. But she is a menace by the sound of things. She's just a rogue menace as opposed to a barbarian menace. But I would have loved the idea of like, you think you can squash this little fairy, but instead the fairy just grabs you by the finger and does like a fucking full-on suplex to you. I think that would have been hilarious. But that's just me. But yeah, next Sunday won't be the start of the Shadow of the Colossus. That'll be next Monday, because I have a birthday party to go to. It's my aunt's 70th birthday. Congratulations. She is 70, and we're going bowling. And I'm excited because she's going to whoop my ass, because she's fantastic at bowling. And I am not. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the following Sunday is another birthday party that I have to go to. So the next streams are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday. So I'm just letting you guys know that now. I also feel like my Laura should be a Barb propaganda worked on you. Oh, it was you who was suggesting that? Because I feel like that would have... I read that wrong. I also feel like in now in quotes, Laura should be a barbarian propaganda worked on you. Yes, absolutely it did, because that's a brilliant fucking idea. I'm so excited for Campaign 4. Like, I'm sitting here, my Critical Role sweater, just all excited to go, ready to watch it. It's been too long since I've stayed up till 2 a.m. watching Critical Role. And I'm very excited to be able to do it. Very excited. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end the stream. Thanks for joining us on the last chapter of The Last of Us. Until the next part, I guess, Last of Us 2, which we will eventually be playing. I don't know when, but we will eventually play it. I know it has a bit of a mixed reception, but we will see, because so far I have loved this series. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, anyway, sorry this is a shorter stream, but hey, sometimes that happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the conversation, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace. Yeah, leave The Last of Us 2 behind. I don't know about that. I do want to play it. Because I loved this story, and I want to see how it was, supposed to be played out by the people who made the game. So I do intend on playing The Last of Us 2. But I like the fact that there's people who are like, don't play it, you should play it. Like, there's both people saying on both sides. Because I do want to play it, and I wonder what side I'm going to fall on. Am I going to be like, oh, I liked it, or oh, I didn't like it? But anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.